So it's 2011 and the X-Men are living in a dingy little island known as Utopia. Small little thing made from a meteor in the San Francisco Bay, home to around 200 plus mutant survivors of the decimation. You're Scotty Young and Clayman, and you decide to write a book called Magneto, Not a Hero. When Utopia was first starting out, Magneto joined the ranks of the Utopian X-Men under Cyclops' command and against Professor Xavier's better judgment. He remained a cooperative and beneficial member of the roster in the years thereafter. Trusting Magneto was really hard for the X-Men. He was allowed in their inner circle, he was invited on missions, but he was always thought of as a bit of a wild card, a temporary ally who would eventually succumb to his harsher worldview. However, in the interest of mutant unity, when the Avengers come to accuse Magneto of attacking an anti-mutant rally, the X-Men are committed to clear his name. In the process of investigating what the Avengers are claiming, because they just like to come in, show you their evidence, and not really ask you anything, we see a glimpse into Magneto's relationship with Utopian mutants. He has a positive if kind of snippy relationship with Cyclops and Emma Frost, but younger mutants struggle with his presence. In short, they're afraid of him. He has been an enemy in the past, and Professor X, the guiding light of the X-Men, suspected he would be again. Magneto does not pretend that he is not capable or willing to put a bunch of mutant-hating assholes in their place, but he makes it very, very clear he was not responsible for that incident. Later in the story, it becomes apparent that his clone Joseph, resurrected by Astra, Magneto's very first acolyte, has taken command of Magneto's name and intends to restore it to its old, frightening glory. Utopia's leadership took steps to soften Magneto in the press to ensure the island wouldn't be viewed favorably by its neighbors. The PR department of Utopia tries to change the colors of Magneto's costume. They try to make him seem gentler, and they try to make that represent a shift in his character. Joseph is displeased with Magneto's rebranding, and he baits out Magneto's darker nature again and again by threatening the tentative peace he has built with the X-Men. The clash between Magneto and Joseph comes to a climax in the last issue of the miniseries, where Magneto confronts Joseph and clarifies a few things, not just for his clone, but for the reader. Solidarity with the X-Men in the face of hopelessness post-decimation has not left Magneto without righteous anger. He is more powerful than Joseph, more capable than the Magneto that carved the base into Asteroid M from which Utopia is built from. Magneto is capable of change, but as he brings a building down on the final group of bigots threatening his life and that of his diminished found family, he rejects the hero versus villain dichotomy. Magneto remains first and foremost the face of punishment to those who would do the innocent harm. He wants these people looking over their shoulder. He wants them hesitating to hurt anybody else, because these people left unchecked could cause real harm to a diminished population. In the end, Magneto hides his deed from the X-Men with a lie. In his eyes, he has made the difficult choice. He has saved them from having to make it. They cannot condone his actions, but they need him, and the best way to stick close enough to protect them is to leave them in the dark, maintaining a distance that serves him well as a guardian, but leaves him craving understanding and companionship as an individual. On the other hand, in Magneto, Yes a Hero, or X-Men number 11 as they like you believe it's called, a thinly similar plotline unfolds within the borders of Krakoa, another mutant homeland, but one that thus far has seen more radical success than its two predecessors, Utopia and Genosha. Krakoa's population is larger and ever growing. Its goals are simple: mutant unity, mutant cohesion, mutant advancement, to a greater and perhaps worrying degree than ever before. Magneto's story is told from the mouth of Exodus to his chanting children of the corn. These children of Krakoa are not afraid of Magneto. He is embraced by Professor X, backed by the Council, secured the island's sovereignty, and has proven himself every time their home has come under fire. Magneto's help does not come as a compromise in the face of no other options. It is sought after. Prepare for war against an alien invasion, Magneto suits up in his classic colors, now a symbol of strength and security, where they had once worried the optics of the X-Men so much that they had tried to redesign it. The Magneto we see in X-Men number 11 does not hide from the X-Men in the same, almost paternal way he did in Utopia, shielding them from the real cruel world. That Magneto acts like he knows better. This one works with them, utilizes and enhances their powers, which, while not unique to Krakoa's fighting style, is carefully emphasized by the narrative. Again and again, in data pages, in dialogue, it is not improbable that Magneto should change as a character in what has been nearly a decade. And as he tells Storm in Avengers vs. X-Men Consequences, our roles are nothing more than how the times choose to cast us. But why does Exodus cast Magneto in this role? Can Krakoa abide by Magneto's methods in a way that the X-Men could not tolerate before, but that has now become viable? Magneto seems happier, understood, loved even. And those are all good, wonderful things that I have personally asked for time and time again. But when it comes with other worrying changes to his character, like distancing himself from his religion, from his children, distancing the X-Men from their humanity, it feels like in taking Magneto out of this gray area where he is a good man that does what must be done, always, always at a cost, we are setting him up to fail in the future. I don't mean to imply that something weird is going on in Krakoa. I know something weird is going on in Krakoa. X-Men number 11 is not the best issue to display that weirdness, but the text does that all by itself sometimes in Hickman's books. I see these parallels and I know that they cannot possibly be unintentional, and I have questions. When something can change this much, we have to ask why. If for the better, for what purpose? I have questions. And I think the X-Men have the answer. What was I talking about? Anyway, like I was saying earlier, Krakoa is the place to be right now. If those gates start calling your name, don't hesitate to answer. I know I didn't. And now I got an appointment with a bottle of baby oil and the master of magnetism. At definitely no cost to my soul and no telepathically rearranged priorities. See you guys next time. This is Rosie, signing off.